Greetings everyone, my name is Boone Zavik and I'm the Vice President and Marketing Manager for Immuno Laboratories. Today is day 3, going through my journey of taking action on our food sensitivity reactions. So last time when I was going through this, I was sharing what I was reactive to. Almonds, kidney beans, navy beans, pinto beans, yellow wax bean, crab, oyster, pumpkin, vanilla, watermelon, wheat, and brewer's yeast. So for me, the biggest changes that I've needed to make, is obviously avoiding all of these foods. Of these foods, the ones that I would routinely eat, quite consistently would actually be almonds. So how I've adjusted that is instead of having, almonds as a snack, which is normally what I would do, I'd have actually this little individual packaged almonds. So I'd be able to, grab them on the go, have a couple almonds when I'm doing whatever, and just, have a nice snack. So instead, almonds are an easy thing, at least for me, to rotate. So instead of having that nut readily available, I now actually have transitioned over to walnuts, which a lot of people tout to be an even better nut to eat because of the good fats in it. So that was an easy switch for me. Other than that, a big one was wheat. I was actually having some avocado toast. It's really delicious. We have a really good bakery down in Miami called Zach the Baker. So I was having some of that bread, which obviously contained a lot of wheat. So since then, I found another bread that I've substituted for the wheat containing bread. So that's been a pretty easy solution for me. Although I will admit today, earlier at lunch, I had a quesadilla, and it was a vegetable quesadilla, and it's easy to tell them, hey, don't put any of the beans in there. So that was no problem. But I didn't think that it was a flour tortilla. I didn't define if it was a corn tortilla or not. And looking back, it was probably flour. So that was a mistake. So, with these results, the focus is to do as best as you can. It's not about perfection. I mean, obviously you want to avoid the food. That's the goal. But if you have a meal where you mess up, just as I did at lunch, the thing you want to do is make a note of it, realize, okay, if I am to have a quesadilla again, I do need to watch out for, what the tortilla is. Is it a corn tortilla or is it a flour tortilla? Usually the easiest way to tell is the color. If it's white, if the tortilla is white, that's usually flour. If it's more yellowish, that's usually corn. Usually the texture as well will be, I guess a bit grainier is almost the way to put it. It's like the flour tortilla is usually a bit softer, smoother, maybe a bit spongier in texture. The corn tortilla will be a little bit more grainier, rougher. The easiest thing to do is to ask them. But those are just a few ideas of what to look for. If you're going to the store to get your own tortilla, then it's very easy to look on the ingredients or the main packaging, because they usually will tout that they are wheat-free or that they are a corn tortilla. So that was a mistake for me. Some of these other foods are going to be fairly easy to avoid because they're not really hidden. For example, pumpkin. With the season, I was having some, pumpkin pie desserts. I was having some pumpkin bread, some other beverages, with pumpkin flavoring. So it's going to be very easy for me to just avoid the pumpkin because now I won't go for that flavor. I won't get that, pumpkin bread. I won't, have any of the pumpkin drinks or any of that stuff. So in getting into these videos, I was sharing that I'm not just going to have it be just about my results, but more importantly, how anyone with any kind of test results or making dietary changes, what is it that they can do? How do they take action on this? So the takeaway that I want to have for today is, really the first step is to start doing an inventory of the food that you are eating. So for myself, I have a lot of routines that I do. For example, lunchtime, aside from today, I almost always will have a salad with avocado and some olive oil, some other greens in there, like some mixed greens, some cucumber, things of that nature. So since I have that standard meal, it's easy for me to then go back looking at my results and going, okay, is there anything in my standard lunch meal that I need to watch out for? And looking through this, I'm good. I just need to make sure that I don't add any of this stuff in accidentally. I need to make sure that I don't ever get a salad where they, put some beans in, which sounds, like who would ever do that? But if you get a Southwestern salad, a lot of times they do have black beans or maybe pinto beans that they've added into it. So that's just one thing to watch out for. Also, once again, using the salad as the example, I'll need to watch out for watermelon. Although it's winter right now, spring is just around the corner, and a lot of times people like to add in, watermelon to make a festive salad, for the season, or summertime. So that's something I'll need to watch out for. Other than that, the big thing is definitely watching out for almonds, because a lot of times those are actually used in salads as well, where they'll shave the almonds and then sprinkle that on top of your salad. So That's just one example. To hit home, you really need to take an inventory, either a literal inventory, meaning go to your home, look in your cupboards, do you have any foods that are containing something that you're reactive to? If you do, then usually what we say is instead of doing a binge eating and trying to just eat all of the food, we recommend that, hey, just clean your cupboards, just toss all of it out, or preferably go to your neighbors, see if there's anything that they'd like, or a friend, see if there's anything that they'd like. If you don't want to waste the food, which we completely understand, then look at the items that you have and try to figure out what the date would be. When is it that I'm going to finish consuming these foods? When would I normally get groceries to re-up my stock? And make that be the day that you decide, okay, once I finish eating this, it's on. Schedule it in your calendar and make sure to follow through with that. So for today, the main thing that we want to focus on is food avoidance and conscious eating, understanding what it is you're actually consuming, making sure to take an inventory of it. And you can always do a food journal, which is a very easy way to just jot down, what is it that you had? A lot of times you can actually just simply use your mobile device. Use your phone, which is always with you, your smartphone. There's tons of apps out there that you can track the food that you're eating. Personally, I'm all about KISS, keep it simple, silly, and the goal of that is just open your note app. If you have an iPhone, I'm sure all phones have some kind of a note app. Just open that app and just make a note. Breakfast, write down what you ate. Do the best that you can to write down the ingredients of what it is, so that you'll be able to easily cross-reference and see, hey, am I eating anything that I'm commonly reactive to? And then as you go through other meals, breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner, stuff like that. And then just bringing more awareness to the foods that you're eating, what ingredients are actually in them, and then you'll better understand, hey, is there something that maybe I missed? Maybe I didn't directly eat oysters, but did I have some kind of Asian food that might have used some kind of oyster sauce? So that's where you can start looking back and going, okay, maybe I need to double check, with that restaurant or that meal or that, sauce that I'm using, and make sure there's no oyster in there. So, that's the tip for today. The tip is, make sure to take an inventory of your foods, do a food journal when possible, and just reflect back on what it is you ate to make sure that you're avoiding the foods that you're reactive to. So on the previous video, I promised we have a special guest. We did have that guest. They actually came in today, and we're going to be sharing that video in the next coming few days. So what we're going to start doing is having a routine schedule of releasing these videos. So every Wednesday, we're going to be sharing one of these videos. We're going to be talking about my personal experience with my results, and how I'm doing, what actions I've taken, and how all of you at home can better understand how the right food can be your first and best medicine. Thank you.